Hello everyone, today I'm going to be telling you all about my song Wicker Man. So when I first started writing this song, I had a slightly strange intention for it. I wasn't taking it terribly seriously. I was actually trying to write a song or a soundtrack or some form of music that would fit a particular scene of a particular video game that I was playing at the time. So the game was Red Dead Redemption 2, which for those of you that don't know is like a cowboy Wild West sort of late 1800s based video game. A lot of fun, really love it, one of my favorite games. And the scene in it was a scene where your protagonist that you play as, Arthur, is returning from Guarma to meet up with his gang or posse, and he's riding back home. And it's a really cool scene. I'll maybe put a bit of it on the screen, or just say go to YouTube and find it. And so initially, I just wrote the chorus, but with no words, no vocal parts. It was all just instrumental. And so, guitar. I just started with the chorus chord progression, which is the same as the verse, but it's just different picking-wise. And then I layered all those other guitar parts on top of it, those sort of cool little lead parts like the and I just gradually built it up to sound like this really raw, powerful, soulful sounding song. And so then I had the banjo in it, of course, and all of that, and I had the stomp and clap part, which is very like gospel-y, churchy thing. That was the idea anyway. And I started to really like how it was sounding. So then I expanded and did the verses all musically, and the lyrics started to come very quickly after that. So lyrics, let's talk lyrics. The song, like most of my songs, as most of you are probably aware, was very in-depth, sort of spiritually oriented, very personal, introspective, dealing with ideas that are important to me. And the main concepts in the song are surrounding the ego, following your spirit calling, your soul's calling, higher self, God, whatever you want to call it, the dark versus the light. And in this song, I essentially equate the ego to the dark and the higher spiritual self to the light. And so in the chorus, you've got the main line, which is, stay by the campfire and we'll make it through the night. Look out for that devil in the dark, he's trying to take you away. The campfire represents the higher self, the spiritual calling that's calling out to you. And the ego is that devil in the dark. And then the darkness that it's in is the material world that we operate in. You know, we're working our way through this darkness, trying to find the light, which is actually always in here, and it's not anywhere else. And so the message is basically, stay true to that, follow that, because it will light your way, it will keep you safe. And look out for that ego, because it's trying to pull you away from that all the time, into the darkness of the material world, so that you become lost. So stay by the campfire and you will make it through the night. But at the end of the song, the last chorus, I switch the lyrics a bit. So I say, stay away from the campfire and you'll make it through the night. So what does that mean? That's me basically just flipping the coin and saying, even if you don't do that, you will still be okay. I don't feel that one would have a particularly joyful life if they're not in some way in line with their soul's calling. But this is just a temporary existence either way. You don't have to follow it. You're going to make it to the other side, as we all are. We're all going to graduate out of this world one day. And so that's what I'm saying there. But I still say, look out for that devil in the dark, because he's trying to take you away. You can let him take you away. I wouldn't recommend it though. So that's a bit about the lyrics. The last thing I want to talk about is the artwork. So I wanted something that encapsulated the words, the feeling, and the meaning of the song. And for me, the words really translated literally into images. But some of the images I was seeing when I was singing the song and coming up with it, I just imagined this, like, these spirits or spirit coming out of the fire. And it was this idea of when you lean into the soul, if you embody it 100%, you know, as a lot of the ancient texts say, the transcendence, when you're totally in line with the soul or God or whatever you want to call it, it's like you undergo this spiritual purification, the shedding of the material impurities, and you rise up from that fire, kind of like a phoenix almost, and become this beautiful soul body that you always had, but just weren't necessarily aware of. So that's what I was doing with the artwork. Let me know if you guys liked it. That's all for today. Thank you very much for watching this video and listening to me. I welcome all comments below. Let me know what you think about everything. If you have any questions about the song, I'd love to hear, and I'd love to share more if you guys are interested in it. Thank you again for watching. I'll talk to you soon.